Welcome to Thrive on Thursday. I am Reverend Dr. Suellen Miller, and I'm going to start this session with prayer. So let me take a moment to take a breath. Breathing in, I recognize that there is only God. There is one power that is God, that is everywhere present. It's in all of its creation. It is God. It is good. It is big. It is small. It's in the trees and the stars and the planets and each and every living thing and each and every person. It is God. And so I know that as God is moving through each person, through me, that this session is blessed. It is divinely guided. That information shared here is taken in and assimilated, and that we each leave with more information, feeling closer to that divine essence that we are than we were when we started. And so I give thanks for this divine unfolding that is God expressing through us. And I release this prayer into the law that says yes to my word, knowing it is complete and done. And so it is. Amen.
And so it is. Amen.
Awesome. So this is the lesson on right action that Ventura Papke recorded back in 1950 something, a long time ago. These are transcribed CDs gifted to me that I am sharing. So sometimes she repeats herself, and I've copied that down. Sometimes it's unclear what she said, and I've tried to note that. And then every now and then I'll stop and give my 2 cents worth out of what I think she says that's important or not. She also starts with prayer. Let's get ourselves right by becoming aware of this presence and this power that fills the universe. It is this presence of love, of wholeness in which we live and move and have our being. It is the power that we use. We speak our word, and this power, which is the activity of God, is the healing power that enters into all life. And now, as we are here to learn, to seek, to find, to accept our greater understanding of this that we call God, this great universal intelligence, this I am within the heart of each and every one that responds to us as we expect it to. And now, in great expectancy, we open our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our affairs to this love, to this power, knowing that it shall move through us, bringing into manifestation our good, because we have asked in faith believing, and because in great thankfulness we accept our good right now, and so it is. Amen.
And so it is.
So it is.
I would like to share with you an experience that I have just had, which I think is very wonderful and very interesting. A client of mine called me this morning saying that they had had a call from someone that they had met, and they are in the movies, in the motion picture business, and it had been in a play together with this particular person, but they didn't know him too well, but had worked with them on this particular story. So the man called this client of mine saying he had a problem. He didn't know why he had called this particular person, but his name kept appearing to him, and so he called. And my client called me and wanted to know if it was all right for him to have this man call me, which he did. So this is the story. The man's a devout Catholic. He's now in his late 50s and has been a Catholic born and raised in this religion. A friend of his wife called him a Jewish woman whose mother is in the City of Hope Hospital dying of cancer. The Jewish woman has no faith, no belief of any kind, but the doctor said to her, "There is nothing we can do for you, but I suggest you contact someone who knows something about the science of mind." So the Jewish woman told her daughter told the wife of the man who called me, and he in turn called me. Now, isn't that wonderful how God works? Mm-hmm. So the man said, "I'm on my way. What shall I say to her?" I said, "My dear, since God has chosen you to be the instrument, God will tell you what you need to say. You do not need to fear. You do not need to doubt, but you do need to accept, to know that God will direct your word, every word you speak to this woman." And he said, "Isn't that interesting? While I was waiting to get in touch with you, I felt just this thing. I do a tremendous amount of writing. I have a great vocabulary. I know so much about so many things. I know so little about the activity of God. But I felt this was what I should do if I could not contact you." So here is God working through all people, all races, colors, creeds, regardless of whether they believe in this that we call God or not. It has nothing to do with it. And this should bring into our lives right here and right now great expectancy of our good. We need to go back again to the Bible, which says, "Not a spell shall fall that the Father does not know about it. And if he knows about this, how much more great a value are you?" So here we need to meet again to simply accept our good. I think that's supposed to read, so here we need again to simply accept our good. I believe in our particular philosophy of life, and we have a tendency to work too hard to get God to do something for us. It seems to me we are forever pushing forth, trying to persuade this that we call God to flow into our lives and bring into our experience our good, when we need only to let go and let this happen to us. Let it happen. So here is an invaluable lesson for every student, to know that this that we call God is everywhere equally present, trying to express through us our good. Our lesson this morning is "I am guided into right action today." These lessons and writers are anonymous, but this writer is a cousin of Ernest Holmes. I want to tell you this because to me, they are very wonderful. And here is this dear beloved woman that has so much caught the beauty that is the science of mind, as Dr. Holmes taught it and wrote it and gave it to us. I am guided into right action today. Now, here is not someone saying, "I wish to be guided into right action," or "I ask to be guided into right action," but here is acceptance. I am guided into right action today. The tremendousness, the power that is in this. If we took only this for our daily thought, we could not go far astray. I am guided into right action today. I do not even have to ask. I do not have to beg. I do not have to plead. I merely need to realize, to accept that I am guided into right action. That is the Father's good pleasure to do this for me. Our Bible lesson is, "Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day." Now here, what is this telling us? To lead me into the truth, I will wait all the day. I wait. I give all of my intelligence, my thinking to this truth. That is what is waiting all the day means. I give unto this great intelligence, this universal mind, this God, all of my mind. This lesson goes on to say that our experience is reflected by our beliefs and our willingness to be divinely guided to our greatest good. Here again is a great statement of truth. it reflects our belief. Our life does. That which we are is what we believe. We can change our lives by changing our thinking. No other way. This is what this is saying. But we must be willing to be guided. We cannot of our own stand here or sit here and say, this is the way I want this to be. We can say, if this is for my greater good, this is what I want. But let us always be aware that that which the Father has in mind, in store for us, is far greater than that man can think of, and be willing to let go and let God. And we are guided into right action today. It's not my will, but thine be done. My words. Dr. Holmes says there is but one activity which is perfect. One activity which is perfect. Here again, let's see, nothing has happened to it. Nothing could cut it off. It is always operating. Here again, we need what? To accept one activity. Nothing has ever changed this. Nothing will change it. We need more than ever daily to be aware of this high in my own thinking. Say this many times through the day because we need to bring this into our awareness. Okay, this next piece is a sign of the times that she was living in. Communism has no power. War has no power. There's a word missing. Has no power. What is the power? God is the power. Now we need to remind ourselves of this. We need again and again and again to come into this awareness that there is only one power in the universe, and that power is God. The power is God. The power is good. And there is no whether. It is only as mankind gives power to other things that you experience this in your own mind, but it has no power. Know this within your own thinking. When you have fear of that which is troubling you, look it right in the face and say, you have no power. There is only one power in the universe. That power is God. This power speaks through me right now to you, saying to you what you need to know and accept. Because we recognize that there is but one power in the universe, we accept this, even though it doesn't seem, according to appearances, that it is operating in our life. We have great fears. We have disease. We have unhappiness. We have lack. We have all of these things. But these, believe me, are illusions. They are not the truth. I am the master of my fate. I change my course and let infinite intelligence with me guide me on my way. Within me, guide me on my way. Again, here is the letting go and letting God. Letting this intelligence flow through us. It directs the course of our life. Jesus, this great man, once said over and over again, not my will, but thine be done. Recognizing that if he let this great intelligence move through him, nothing was impossible. It is only when we get our little finite selves in the way that we are limited. No other way. I am the master of my fate. I am right now. Even though I do not like the shape or size or appearance of that which seems to be my life, because I can change my thinking, I can't change my life. Because I can change my thinking. I refuse to accept illness. I refuse to accept lack. I refuse to accept unhappiness. I refuse. I accept that which is my heritage, which is love and abundance and wisdom and joy, and nothing else, the wholeness of the universe. There is one activity which is perfect. Nothing has happened to it. Nothing can cut it off. It is always operating. Here, Dr. Holmes tells us this. It is always here, ready, waiting for us to use. And the more we use it, the more of it we experience. The more we use of this, the more we have to use of this, the more we can experience this truth. I have a memo here. I just picked it up this morning. I don't remember writing it, or if it's a quote. I think perhaps it is. Happiness does not come from doing what we like to do, but from liking what we have to do. Now, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I liked cooking. Oh, well. Now, I had a man in my office last week, an engineer. He had many degrees. He's a successful businessman, successful man in the business world. He has a very devoted wife, a family, a beautiful home. He has friends. He has everything. But the one thing he wants, and he said to me, there is only one thing I want. And if you could show me how to find that, fine. And that is happiness. I want happiness. I don't have it.
Oh.
Now, the average person, he said, would think how fortunate I am. Here I am, an engineer that other engineers look up to, because in business, people look up to me and admire me. I have a very beautiful, lovely wife, adorable children. I have a lovely home. I have friends. I do country clubs. I go with the so-called elite. And he said, and I am the most miserable of creatures because I do not have happiness. Happiness doesn't come from anything, doesn't come from doing what we like to do, but from liking what we have to do. Now, what is this man done? He's got a great big eye here, and he cannot see anything else. He needs to do something for people.
Mm-hmm.
People are always doing for him, and he needs to do for others. It is not doing that we find happiness, isn't it? It's awfully nice to receive. That should be backwards. Is it not in doing that we find happiness? It is awfully nice to receive, and we all like to receive, and we should. But our true joy and happiness comes from giving or from doing for other people, from sharing, whatever it might be, whether it is knowledge, wisdom, money, love, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter, but sharing that which we have with our fellow man is true happiness. Okay. The secretary that does my transcribing says, please just begin your doc with the date. Wednesday, August 6, 1954. Of course, I usually get it at the end. Our weekly session today is a wonderful lesson from here to maturity. From here to maturity. Actually, we are each of us seeking maturity. It is the immature person, spiritually speaking, that never learns, that never accepts the lessons that life has and brings it into our experience. The immature person is that person that says, I wish, I hope. Wishing and hoping are futile. They get you nowhere, will bring you nothing but unhappiness. But to know that there is a power that will bring into your experience happiness is something different. This is a knowing. This is mature. And now we have a Bible text for this weekly lesson. It is from the wonderful Proverb chapter 2, verses 3 to 6 inclusive. Yea, if thou crieth after knowledge and lifteth up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver, and searchest for her as treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, and find the knowledge of God, for the Lord giveth his wisdom, and out of the mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. Now, what is this wonderful proverb telling us? Proverbs, which is wisdom, as you know, the giving out of wisdom. If thou cry after knowledge and seek it, if we only cry for it, if we only ask for it without seeking, we will not find it. But when we ask for our wisdom, let me have wisdom and let me have understanding, and we seek for it and search for it, we shall find it. Just as we have a tendency to seek and search for happiness or for treasures for material things, we know that if we honestly seek them, we shall find them. It is a matter of diligently applying ourselves to it, isn't it? I'm not giving up. For most of us so easily give up. We will try and maybe try again and maybe try again, maybe try again. And then we'll say, well, it's too much for me. I can't do it. But the one that continues to try, knowing there's a power, divine right action within them, which is the power they use, they shall succeed. That all cliche, if at first you do not succeed, try again. This is as true of finding this great universal intelligence as a part of us as anything else in the universe. If thou seekest her as silver and search for her as treasures, then and only then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord. Now here, fear means love, the love of the Lord. And the love of the Lord here means the love of the law. Here again, we bring into our experience the intelligent use and understanding of the law. Our textbook today is The Way It Works, which is last Sunday's lesson, week number 2 in Science of Mind. And I think this is one of our most wonderful chapters. You and I are forever seeking to find out, how does this work? How does this work? We believe it. We like to read about it. We like to experience it. But how does it actually work? Dr. Holmes tells us we take the good wherever we find it, making it our own so far as we understand it. Here's the basis of religious science. We take our good wherever we find it, making it our own. It belongs to us so far as we understand it. Now, here again, this is the great Bible verse. We must seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, must we not? The more understanding we have, the more of God's abundance and goodness we have. It works just that way. As much good as we can accept is ours. God does not limit us. We limit ourselves. We limit ourselves many times because we have within us feelings of guilt and unworthiness. We feel we are not worthy to experience or to accept the allness of God. We need to know that we are worthy, not because of anything we do especially, but because we are born the sons of God. God created us in his image after his likeness. This is what we truly are. We do not have to do anything to accept our good except accept it. Accept it. Don't be afraid to accept your good. Don't be afraid to accept your good. She must have thought that was important. She repeated it. Don't be afraid to accept your good. I guess I give you so many, many times. Emma Curtis Hopkins. Step boldly to the throne of grace and command ye me.
And command what?
Ye me.
Me. Oh.
Step boldly. When you pray, do not be afraid. You are not the worm of the dust. You are the Son, the radiant Son of God. So stand forth and speak your word in faith, believing, as I know that it is the Father's good pleasure to give to you. Take God as at the word that he has given us. Prove me now. If I will not send you such blessings, prove me now. Dr. Holmes continues by saying, man's intelligence is universal mind functioning at the level of man's concept of it. Now, every time we think, we are using this universal mind. Every time we think, this is what we use. Now, since the universal mind is all intelligence, we know that we can have as much of this intelligence working within us as we can conceive. How much of this can you conceive? How much? It depends entirely on your acceptance, not on God's willingness to give. For God is willing, has always been, and will always be. How much of your good will you truly open your hands, heart, and mind right now to accept? How much? Life, love, wholeness, abundance is ours. It's ours right now, but we must open ourselves to receive it, to accept it. Sorry. Spirituality is natural goodness. Many people say, well, you're so spiritual. It is their recognition of God's goodness shining through. They must be aware of it to see it, must they not? Again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If we see, recognize in someone else spirituality, it is because we are aware of the natural goodness of God. We are. We are aware of that. We see it in someone else, we recognize it, and we accept it, which means that we have that within ourselves. It is the natural goodness of God, as Dr. Holmes says. God is a presence domiciled in us. When was the last time you actually used the word domiciled?
I know, not a
A
lot. No,
long,
not
long time.
It is in each and every one. Spirituality is not a thing. It is the atmosphere of God's presence, God's goodness, God's truth, God's beauty. When we see a beautiful person, this is God's beauty shining through. Many times we see in the face of someone great beauty, and many times we find that that great beauty is not part of their makeup for that personality. It seems to be only skin deep. Many, many times we find that someone might be a homely person, and then we see great deep beauty within this one. I've told this before, but I remember so well, and I think so often. When I was a student in cosmetology in New York, my teacher, who was a very wonderful person, looked at a little old lady that was bent in her hands, and her hands were gnarled. She was bent, and her hands were gnarled. There's another word we don't use very often, gnarled. And she had wispy gray hair. Nothing attracted as we look for attraction. And that she was there seeking to get something done to her hair. And as students, we worked on these people free of charge. And no one wanted to work on this lady because we did not feel that she could show the beauty of the work that we were doing.
no.
So the teacher came to me and asked me to care for her. And as she stood by this lady, she took her hand and she said, the beauty is in your hands. It's so wonderful. I can see the goodness that you have performed for so many, many people. The beauty of it there is in your hands. And so it changed the whole thing for me. I saw the beauty of the Christ in these gnarled old hands and the wispy-haired, bent old woman. Such beauty that I had never seen before was here. So it means, again, that the beauty is always there. We did not put it there. It is there. It is a matter of revelation. of our seeing it there, that Christ, the beauty, the good, is always everywhere equally present. If we be so blind that we do not see it or recognize it, it is not God's fault, for the beauty is there. If we do not see the wholeness of our body, it is not God's fault, because the wholeness is there. It's easier to see it in someone else than it is to see it in ourselves. That's my words.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it over again. If we do not see the wholeness in our body, it is not God's fault, because the wholeness is there. Every cell, every atom, every organ, the action and function of every organ in our body is perfect. It is God created, and God is perfect. And this perfection is in each and every cell of our body. It is a matter of our recognition and acceptance of this truth. How much do you dare believe and accept? How much? As much as you will believe will be done to you. This much, no more. A practitioner, a minister, Jesus the Christ, cannot bring into your presence the wholeness unless you accept it. You have to accept. You have to believe. Jesus said in his healing, it is your faith that has healed you. I do believe. Help thou my unbelief. This should be your motto constantly.
Say that again.
I do believe. Help thou my unbelief. Petition to God to help me overcome my unbelief. Affirming, I do believe. And what little I don't believe, please help me overcome that.
Overcome that part.
And she's reiterated that multiple times in multiple lessons.
That is true.
I do believe, help thou my unbelief.
Mm-hmm.
Let this be your motto constantly with you. Let me have greater faith. Let me have greater acceptance of my good. Open the portals of my mind to accept. This is another interesting picture here. Why should I remain forever in the pigsty of lack, of want, of disease? Why should I? Why should I remain forever in the pigsty of lack, of want, of disease? I shall arise and go to my Father. I shall arise and return to that which is mine. Not something that has to be made yours, but something that already is.
Already exists.
Emerson says we first share the light by which things exist, and afterwards see them as appearances in nature, and forget that we have shared their cause. Here is the fountain of action and the fountain of thought. We bring into our experience that which we experience. Emerson says, we are a part of this cause that brings into being. It is your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
That brings this into your experience exactly what is. No one has any power. No one can enter into your thinking to bring into your experience either good or evil. This is within the power of every man. Jesus said, as a man think, that in his heart, so is he. And that is exactly the way we are. Mm-hmm. As we think within ourselves, as we think, what is our thinking today? She says in there, no one can enter into your thinking to bring your experience either good or evil. Only you can do that. But the key with this is people say words, and if we listen to them, sometimes we can take the words that other people say and turn them into our beliefs or put our attention on those wrong words, leading us astray. Today is the day the Lord hath made for us. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow may never come. But today is here. It is our day. It is important then that we choose carefully and deliberately that which we want to experience.
Mm-hmm.
Try this little game sometime. Try and see how powerful your thoughts are. I'm not going to recommend it, but here's the game. Sit down and think negation. Concentrate someplace in your body and say, I have the worst pain in my hand right here. You have no pain, but just do this. And it will not be long before you do have a pain there, such a pain that you will not be able to use that hand. This is how powerful your thoughts are.
Mm-hmm.
That we know there cannot be pain there. It's an illusion.
Yeah.
It is that which man brings into his experience, but it is not the truth. This is why we know and have experience of healing. Just like this wonderful man this morning, I certainly do believe in God. I do not accept that the doctor said this woman cannot be healed. The doctor told her family to take her home to die. There's nothing they can do for her. But she's dying of cancer, and this is what is going to be. And as I said, do you believe this? And he said, no. And I said, neither do I. I know it is not the truth. How do you know that? Because of experience. Because of hundreds of cases of people that the doctors have said cannot live that are well and happy and whole today. Where's the power? What are you giving the power to? This is what is going to manifest in your experience. There is only one power, but man uses this power for good or evil. Man uses this power. The power itself is good, but our misuse of it brings unhappiness into our experience. Have faith to believe that this power is the only power of the universe, and you can and will bring into your experience. You're good. How many in this room have experienced healing through prayer? Say almost everyone in this room has experienced healing through prayer. Now, if you've experienced one healing, why not experience others? Use this as the basis of your foundation. Say, I know, and recall this healing in gratitude and thanksgiving. I've been healed in this, that, or whatever it is. I've been healed. I've been helped. My life has been changed because of prayer. I believe this. And because it is the truth, I step into greater acceptance, greater expectation of my good today, this day. That's part of why I ask people to keep a manifestation journal. So when they pray for something and it manifests, to keep a log of it. When they pray for somebody else for something and it manifests, keep a log of it so you can recognize how powerful you are. If you have a physical disorder of any kind, be honest. Say that you have this apparently, but know that there is no power here. Because if you're going to give power to this, then you are having a false god. That shall have no other gods before me. And God is that which we give our attention to. This is why Moses had such a time with the children of Israel, because they kept giving their attention to other things, forever giving attention to other things, the soreness in their feet, the weariness of their bodies, the dust on the ground, the dryness, the this, the that, the something else. And Moses said to them, stop worshiping false gods. I am that I am, the one and only God. I am. This is your power. Within you, the God power, the power of the universe. I am that I am. It is this activity and the power and the presence of the Almighty God within each and every one. As you even say this word, I am. I am. I am that thou art. Thou art that I am. One now with God, not God and someone, but one. God as me going forth. God has need of you, or he would not have created you. Let every expression of yours from this day forward be one of love and great expectancy of your good today. Today is the day the Lord hath made for me. God created this day. You could not have done it, nor could the greatest scientists that have ever lived. God created this day for you. It is your day. This is my day that God hath made for me. Thank God for that. I believe it. Accept this for myself. And I let the story unfold a great expectancy of my good. Ernest Holmes tells us again and again that we have every right to expect happiness, to expect health, to expect money, to expect a home, to expect friendship and companionship. We have every right to expect all of these things. This is our heritage as a child of God. Now, as a child of God, we have every right to expect great things. The Father and I are one, said Jesus the Christ. It is our acceptance, our recognition of this truth. I and the Father are one. It's not the Father and me, but is oneness. Here, we are one. You cannot be separated from your good except in your thinking. There is no other way. So change your thinking today. Every time you start to think a thought of negation, deliberately change that to one of expectancy. Hope you're good. I expect my good, and I expect it today. Don't put it off until tomorrow, next week, or next month when you have a little bit more understanding about the science of mind, or when you have a little bit more faith. Today is the day. I expect my good today. I expect a great expectancy. With great expectancy. I expect wholeness in my body today. Why? Because that which created me is perfect, and I expect this perfection to reveal itself. I give thanks for it, and I accept it. I expect the goodness and the love and the abundance and the peace and the harmony to be mine now, today. Today is the day. Today is my day. I claim my good. I claim it now. I let it be. Every day, start your prayer to start the day. Divine right action taking place in your life and in your affairs right now. Right now. Believe and accept this truth. End of the recording so far.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Bits of truth. And don't we all, well, when I get this right, it'll come into place. You know,
Yes,
when I
yes.
learn more, when I get my consciousness in the right place. No, now, expect it today.
Right here. Yeah. With what we've got right here and right now, it's enough. We are enough.
Yes. Very much so.
That was good. I always love to hear all these things over and over and over
Oh,
again.
me too.
And then every time, you know, they're just articulated in different ways, right? So
Right.
different points resonate with me.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
They jump out at, yeah.
Well, and the piece with it to me is I'm in a different place when I'm hearing it this time,
True.
even if I heard it yesterday. I mean, I
True.
got more out of this reading today than I got out of it when I was transcribing it, even though I'm reading it and I'm the transcription software does not know what to do with seeketh and beeth and becometh him. It just does not like those words.
Some of
Well,
those biblical expressions of
yes, it does not like those. And it has a hard time with expected and accepted.
Oh,
And getting
really?
I'm
those
sure.
because apparently I'm not clearly enunciating my words.
That's
But
funny.
when I'm reading it, it's pretty much the same anyway. So we define the definition by how it's read. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this, and I hope that you guys got something out of it.
Oh
I
yes,
did.
absolutely. The reminders, the same thing may be expressed in a different way, but still needed to have that put in my psyche.
There you go.
Yeah, and
All right, I'm going to stop the recording here.